Frankenstein, or The Modern Prometheus, is a novel written by Mary Shelley and published in 1818. It is considered one of the earliest works of science fiction and has had a profound influence on literature and popular culture. The story follows the tragic tale of Victor Frankenstein, a young scientist who creates a grotesque creature through a daring and morally questionable experiment. The novel begins with a series of letters from an explorer named Robert Walton to his sister. He is on an expedition to the North Pole and shares his experiences in these letters. One day, his ship becomes trapped in ice, and they rescue a man, Victor Frankenstein, who is weak and emaciated. Victor begins to tell his story to Walton. Victor Frankenstein was born to a wealthy Swiss family and grew up in Geneva. From a young age, he displayed a deep curiosity and an interest in science. He left for the University of Ingolstadt in Germany to study natural philosophy and chemistry. There, he becomes obsessed with the idea of creating life from dead matter. Victor eventually succeeds in creating a living being from various body parts he collected from graves and charnel houses. However, he is horrified to see his creation, which is hideous and repulsive. He abandons the creature and hopes to forget the entire experiment. The creature, who has no name in the novel but is often referred to as Frankenstein's monster, is left to fend for himself. Initially, he is kind and seeks companionship, but he is rejected and feared by humans because of his appearance. He learns to speak and read by observing a family in a remote cottage. He reads books and begins to understand his own origins and the cruelty of humanity. The creature eventually confronts Victor and demands that he create a female companion for him, promising that they will live in isolation far from human society. Victor reluctantly agrees, but then destroys the female creature out of fear that they will reproduce and create a race of monsters. This leads to the creature's deep and enduring hatred for Victor. The creature seeks revenge on Victor by killing his family and loved ones. This escalates into a tragic pursuit that takes Victor across Europe and into the Arctic, where he meets Walton. In the end, Victor succumbs to exhaustion and dies. The creature appears, lamenting his creator's death and expressing profound sorrow for the evil he has committed. He tells Walton that he plans to end his own life by traveling to the Arctic and jumping into the sea. The novel concludes with the creature disappearing into the darkness, leaving his ultimate fate unknown. Frankenstein is a complex and thought-provoking novel that delves into themes of scientific hubris, the consequences of playing God, the nature of humanity, and the idea that society's rejection can turn a being towards evil. It has had a lasting impact on the way we think about science, ethics, and the consequences of our actions.